The Sound Lab, 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 the Sound Lab. Experimenting with the best new music.
So I'm having a chat with Valentino from of Mice and Men. How are you?
What's happening? Doing good. Just trying to stay cool out here on quite possibly the sunniest day in the UK I think I've ever felt in my life.
It's really warm.
We were not expecting this, but we never really do. You know, we always kind of tend to expect the unexpected, and I guess this was unexpected.
It was definitely unexpected, yeah.
But it's awesome. It already feels like we're home in California, and seems like everyone's starting to get a little sunburnt, which is always a good sign.
Yeah, because, I mean, you can cope with the heat on stage.
Yeah.
We can't. None of us can. So.
Yeah, I think everyone just kind of searches for shade and some cool drinks, and the thing to remember out here is wear sunscreen and stay hydrated. That's kind of it.
Good advice. Let's go on to music then, shall we?
Yeah, sounds
You've
good.
got a new record coming out.
We do, absolutely.
Tell us about the record.
It's called Earth and Sky, and it comes out September 27th. And we're incredibly excited. We've been kind of sitting on it for the better part of the year, preparing all the materials and kind of getting a plan together on how we kind of wanted to release things. And so far, the release has been so much fun, and can't wait for everybody else to hear the rest of the album. Out here on this festival circuit, we've been playing 3 new songs back to back to back to back. So this is what of Mice and Men's about in 2019, and we're really proud of Earth and Sky. And I would definitely say it's one of Mice and Men's most focused albums as far as aesthetically and musically. We kind of really wanted to create a realm that this album could live in kind of on its own and give a sonic demonstration of where of Mice and Men is 10 years into their career.
Yeah.
We've been making music for 10 years, making albums for 10 years. It's our 6th album, and we really felt like making a strong statement with some kick-ass metal was the most fun thing and the best thing that we could do for not only us but for our audience and for all the metalheads that are going to be cramming into the pit stage tonight. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've half answered my next question. How has your music developed since 10 years ago when you first released music through until today?
I think it's really hard to look at it as a scope of 10 years, but we tend to look at it like as an album per album basis. It's like a self-reflection of, okay, well, the last album we pushed ourselves to create something powerful and kind of like let's take it, for example, Defy. Working together with producer Howard Benson and mixer extraordinaire Chris Lord-Alge, they are 2 of the most sought after and innovators of the modern rock and metal sound, dating back to the 90s when they developed this sonic prestige, I guess, and precision of sound. So when we worked with them, we really wanted to try have more of a wider sonic variety of music to learn things from the producer and have them challenge ideas that we wouldn't normally get. And we kind of, whenever we work with producers, we kind of look at them as we're the team and they're the coach. And they come in and we do what we do good, but we look to the coach in order to kind of like bring it all together and kind of like tell us, be a gauge for us. And so we did Defy with Howard Benson, and after that, after we went out on tour and toured that album, we kind of self-reflected on the music, and we're like, it just seems like our audience, they just want to mosh. They just want to go crazy.
Yeah.
They just want to, they want to do what we want to do, you know, like, and a lot of times we'll work with the producer and we'll just try different things. And so I guess after touring the album Defy and going on a couple of our album headliners and stuff, we really saw what was connecting with our audience and what our audience looks at us to create and what they enjoy and what they want to come spend their time rocking out to, because that's important to us too. Is we love doing it just as much as they love coming and watching it and being a part of it. So that's why Earth and Sky kind of turned out the way that it did. Is we took what we felt like were some of the strongest and best parts of what Defy was, and then taking a self-reflection on all of the other of Mice and Men albums and songs that we play in our set list, or older songs that we've added into the set list that we'll never write the same song twice, but there is a way of capturing energy and through music being able to say it in a different way, I guess.
Yeah.
And for us, the challenge as musicians and as maturing musicians, because when we wrote our first album, we were in our early 20s. When we wrote our second album, when we wrote this album, we're in our early 30s. You know, a lot of time has passed. And I think it's good. And as human beings, in a societal culture, like in humanity, like you have to self-reflect. You have to look at your last 2 years, whether it's work or it's school or it's your marriage or it's anything, and having self-reflection in order for constant elevation and personal growth, that's so important too. And we're very fortunate to have been able to basically live our adult life as musicians, creating and sharing and being a part of a community, and not everybody kind of has that.
Yeah.
And so for us, we feel like music has helped us through life. Music has helped us through all challenges. That's why we write songs about that. That's why we share that story. It's our story, and it's a constantly evolving one, because life is hard. Life is difficult. Adversity will be there. It's going to be there to kick you down. Our band name is our band name is Of Mice and Men, and that comes from the Robert Burns quote: "The best laid plans of mice and men often go awry." And that means you could plan forever and hope that everything's going to work out, but that doesn't mean that it is.
Yeah.
And it's up to you to make those changes and to face those challenges head first and be unbreakable and be strong and be the change that you want to see in the world, I guess. And we get to do that by making music in hopes that might, not only does it empower us because we feel strong up there performing these, I guess, these passionate and strong jams, and then at the same time, when our fans and our audience are singing those songs back at us, they're singing it for all their own different reasons, and it's important that we all know that we're all in this together. We all suffer. We all have hurt. We all have happiness. We all have excitement. We all have fun, and life is about experiencing all of that and then kind of like making a change for yourself so you can live a fulfilling life and you can feel like your life is worth something. And music has done that for us, and I feel like it does that for our audience, and it does that for probably most people watching this music or this interview too. So it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, definitely. And your latest single is the title track, Earth and Sky.
Yeah.
Tell us about the single.
Well, again, that's kind of like it's definitely a metaphor for the lyrics are: I won't run, I won't turn away, I won't let you get the best of me, I won't fall in your gravity, open your eyes, you're the earth and I'm the sky. And that's kind of like the earth is a rock floating in a vast infinite galaxy of sky. That's how we understand it as human beings and as conscious entities, being humanity. And I think that can help anybody get through anything, because the earth is kind of what kind of holds you back, and like you need to be able to let what holds you down, let it be, let it stay, let it be what it's going to be. You have to be the person to rise above it. You have to be the sky. You let whatever's holding you back, you let that be the earth. You let that exist and let it be on its own self-destructive path, like you let it kind of do whatever that's going to do. You have to look to a greater extension and kind of like leave that below and leave what holds you down, and so you can soar. And it's kind of like, I don't know, it's a very common theme in Of Mice and Men music, but especially with this album and that song, we felt like not only did it paint a visually awesome picture in our head, and which then kind of turned into the music video and kind of turns into a lot of the aesthetic of the album based along that, but also one of the heaviest songs we've ever written, and a really interesting one musically too. We do like 4 or 5 different time signature changes in that song, and a lot of people didn't notice it, and then we saw one of the top comments, there was like, I got to do math in order to figure this out. And it's like, man, that's just music. You just got to bang your head the whole time. That's it. That's all you got to worry about. Don't worry about the numbers. But, that's kind of half the fun of making music, is challenging ourselves and trying to do something that's a little bit more dense than maybe the face value culture of music in 2019.
Yeah, excellent. And with this album being released in about a month's time now.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're going to be touring off the back of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where can we see you?
Well, we're right now we're working on our return out here to the UK, and we're not too sure what's in the plan right now. We've been doing this festival circuit out in Europe, and we've been brushing elbows with some pretty massively awesome metal bands.
Yeah.
And there's definitely been some talk that we weren't thinking of before this festival tour. So with the Mice and Men, expect the unexpected. We're always trying to level up. We're always trying to raise the bar for not only ourselves but for our live show, for everything. So right now, you can always follow us on social media. Make sure to check for the blue check mark on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, and we'll always announce stuff like pretty much the first time, because we get excited and we just jump on our phones and say, hey, we're doing this tour, we can't wait. And then you can always get tickets and our most up-to-date tour dates at ofmicetickets.com as well. So just be on the lookout. We got so much more new music coming, so much more music videos coming, so much more awesome content, whatever. If you've been following the band for 10 years, or you just found this last album, or you just found us today, there's so much to dig in. Please take some time, dig in, come out to a show, come be a part of the community, come be a part of this culture, this sold out Reading and Leeds type shit, you know what I mean? Like, this is of Mice and Men's here waving our metal flag, one of the heaviest bands of the day, dare I even say the weekend. But it's just an incredible thing for there to be so many different bands, so much different music for all kinds of people that want to have and be a part of this alternative lifestyle and this alternative culture. So if you feel that, come out here, come mosh, bang your head, crowd surf, be a part of the Mice and Men live show, and have fun in the same time.
Excellent. Well, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Have a good chat with you.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for watching.
The Sound Lab, 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 the Sound Lab. Experimenting with the best new music.